Hello and welcome back everyone for some more scrapping. So right away Mr. Volt sees a little piece of scrap in there, some copper and brass. So he's gonna get in and see what he finds. And he always says that screws are expensive, but I had no idea that there's screws this expensive. So $70 for a box of screws? Oh my goodness. You know this dumpster is gonna be good. And of course, it might not look like a lot, just looking at this right now, but just wait for it. That's all I'm going to say. Just wait for it, and you're going to see how much is in this dumpster. Okay, there's a book right there, which you can find online too for free. So it's like a tech support kind of book. If you find like little motors, look them up because we have found so many little motors like that where they're actually worth a good amount of money. And already, like the boxes that Mr. Volt has picked up, there's some that are worth over $100 easily. And that's for like used condition on eBay. So some of those are worth way more, online retail value. So make sure to check your parts, whatever you guys find. That, we might keep that. And we're going to be showing you some of the prices. I mean, just so you guys get an idea, what's out there. But just keep in mind that, there's so much in here that we're not showing you the prices for because, we can't do that. We do a whole video like that. But this is a really good example of something that you can sell for profit instead of taking it to the scrapyard. Stuff that's new in the packaging, industrial parts are perfect. And once you find stuff like this, you're gonna start getting familiar with the brands and the names, what's worth a lot, what's worth maybe not so much. That box is super heavy too. So Mr. Volt's gonna have to like distribute the weight in the trailer. Because you don't want like a trailer that's uneven with the load. So when he does this, he tends to put the heavier stuff towards the front, like by the car, and that kind of holds the trailer in place. You don't want like all the weight on one side. It's gonna like wobble and go all over the place. It's been getting darker earlier now. I mean, we're in the winter time, but yeah, he usually does like his route like this in the evening. So make sure to have your lights. I mean, we kind of have, the light set up too for the camera, but definitely have your lights with you if you're out in the dark scrapping. And then like last night, Mr. Volt went out scrapping and there was a cop that was kind of like following him around and just parked, and Mr. Volt saw him waiting there. So once he was done scrapping, he came out and then the cop just like checked him like visually and then took off. Okay, that's right, $56 right there for one of those. Times how many are in there? Yeah, so Mr. Volt was good though. I mean, the cop, saw that he was scrapping when he was done and then took off after that. $174. So yeah, those things are expensive. And yes, you can take those straight to the scrapyard. That's perfectly fine. But if possible, check and see if they sell. And we've noticed this before towards the end of the year. A lot of, small businesses or whatever, they throw out a lot of inventory. So maybe they're trying to claim like a loss on stuff. Maybe they're just clearing out the inventory for next year. I don't know. But we have seen this before where they throw out a lot of stuff like all at once. And the stuff is good. A lot of it is brand new. Some of it has like packaging wear, like damage or, you know, damage to the packaging. But the inside parts are good. $30 right there. And the good thing too is a lot of these parts, they are small, so they don't take up too much space. I mean, you can sort through them, see what's good to sell, what's good to scrap, and then just list them and store them. I mean, $153 right there. And that thing is like not even that big. So you could have a bunch of those like in one tote and you're set. Okay, $829. Yeah. This, and it's okay, it's not even in like good condition either. There's parts that are damaged on here, but it still works. So we did check it, and we listed it and it sold, I believe, in less than a day. Yeah, it was listed and it sold before. So it was sold for parts or repair. So when you find something that's worth a lot of money, people will buy it even if it's damaged because they can fix it, they can replace parts on it because it's worth it, right? So that thing right there sold within a day. That was quick, easy. We show what's wrong with it and we let them know that it's still working, but it does have some damage. And we do offer, 30-day free returns. So that's the good thing too. They buy something, if it works, they save a lot of money. If it doesn't, there's free returns. So it's okay. But I'm telling you, like when you sell stuff, you hardly ever get returns. I mean, it should be like a very, very low percentage, like maybe 1 to 2% of what you sell. So, of course, the more you sell, the more returns you have because it's a percentage, but it's still a very small percentage compared to what you're actually selling. So I know some people, they get like all discouraged, if they get a return, but that's part of the business. If you sell stuff, you're going to have a return eventually. But you should be selling more than what is being returned. If it's the other way around, then you need to check what's going on with that. So there's a lot of different things in here, but I mean, this is one dumpster and you can see how much stuff is in here now. I mean, just looking at it from the beginning, it doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like there's hardly anything in here. So a lot of times we notice that people might just peek in and then drive off. But look at all the stuff that's buried underneath the top layer. $23 for some wire stripper cutters. $25. And this is just an example, like of what's being shown because there's different models, different brands. But just, you know, so you get the idea. So even stuff like that you could sell in a lot. Like if there's something that's only worth like a little bit, you know, you're not going to make too much on it, then you could put it in a lot like of 10 of those and then you can sell it for a higher price, save on shipping costs. So sometimes we do that too. Like if it's a low value item, but we have a bunch of them, we can just put them all together. And there's people that maybe they're like technicians or something and they need like a lot of parts and they get a good deal on it. So that's something too. There's so much stuff in here that I think we're going to end up having a part 1 and part 2. So make sure to stick around and see more of what we find. And let us know, you know, what you guys scrap, what you guys sell, whatever it is. If you guys just like to watch these types of videos, that's great too. Mr. Bolt does leave those ones. There's some things that are damaged, but you know, we're not able to sell or scrap. Some degreasers. So that's for a 6-pack, and there's one missing, but I mean, there's still 5 that are completely full. There were some bottles of like cleaning products as well, like industrial type of cleaning stuff. So a lot of this is like for like restaurants. There's parts that are for, you know, commercial grade, you know, refrigerators. So those things are expensive. So you know the parts are going to be expensive too. And that right there, $85. And it's hard, you know, to check everything when you're scrapping. Sometimes we miss things too that are worth a lot of money. But when we find stuff like this where it's like just everything thrown out, I mean, once you see that there's a couple items that are worth a good amount of money, then you know that there's a good chance that a lot of other stuff is worth a lot too. Mr. Volt's trying to get all the bits and pieces out of there. Because even pieces like that, I mean, you can scrap them too. $142 on eBay. Now you guys see why I say about, you know, industrial parts, industrial places. Because yes, we donate all the food. I mean, whatever we don't keep for ourselves, we donate everything. We donate clothes, shoes, you know, home goods, accessories, type of, you know, that type of stuff. But a lot of the industrial parts, I mean, there's some places that we can donate some to, but for the most part, you know, we're not able to do that. And also, this is a good way to make some money too, because, you know, we do have to make a living. You know, hopefully everybody understands that part too. So, you know, we do have to make money to be able to keep going out there and finding all of this, finding all of, you know, the stuff that can be donated. So if you guys are, in need of making some extra money, check out stuff like this, or even, the recycling. You can definitely do the recycling, scrapping. If you're brand new, start with cans and bottles, and then maybe start doing like cords. You can do non-ferrous if you don't have, big trucks or trailer or stuff like that. And Mr. Volt tries to collect all the, extra parts too, because there's times where, something might have fallen out from a box and he picks it up and then we can complete the item. Like those metal pieces right there with the little circles. That's for a couple parts that we showed in the beginning of the video. So it's like a little wall mount type of thing. And places like this, they're fine with Mr. Volt scrapping, so he doesn't have to worry about getting in and out. There's a lot of stuff in here, and obviously it's taking a lot to get everything out. But at this spot, he's fine. They've already told him, he can be there, he can do this. There's another area that he's passed by when he does his routes, and they have like a speaker, and it's like they put you on blast on the speaker. Like they yell at you, not yell at you, but the speaker is like very loud. It tells you to get out, and it's like they just keep playing this like recording, or I don't know if it's a recording or someone talking security or something. But yeah, there's places like that, but right here he's good. So he's gonna put another load in, and then we're gonna continue this on part 2, so make sure to stick around and watch that, because you're gonna see, there's more in there. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and of course, have a great day. Bye.